You're connected. Hey, there's a Lindsay in here. Do I need to add Lindsay?
I don't know who Lindsay is. But there should, no.
Hang on, you. You're okay.
Okay.
I got logged in.
Let you in soon. So what? You can be back in tomorrow, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna come by and ask you to walk me through this.
But are we having a meeting tonight?
I am.
You're there. Hang on. You're here. Hang on. Let me admit you.
I'm sorry. Got it.
She has her remote.
And I just want to join with computer audio, I guess.
Yes, computer audio if you're on your home. Yeah. Wait. Let me make sure she's in.
Tell her to mute her mic.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, hold on. Mute your mic. So we don't, it's recording, that's what I'm saying. Okay. Hang on. Can you hear me, Elizabeth?
No, yours is off.
Oh, no, hers is off. Mine's on. Ask. Hey. Okay. Now can you hear me?
Jerry.
Elizabeth?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, are you hearing me?
Yeah,
over my
I'm
phone
pretty
or
sure there
over
should,
the
well, there should be,
computer?
because, yes, there's a Zoom link, right, Elizabeth?
That's what she's been having trouble with.
Elizabeth, can you hear me?
Yeah, there
I
should
can
be.
hear you. Okay,
Call me
hang
if-
on.
Call me if it doesn't work.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I'm gonna hang up my phone now. So I'm gonna listen to you on the video.
Yeah,
Okay.
She's been having, Elizabeth said she's been having issues with it, so. if it
Okay,
All right,
Just
thank
call
you,
me back.
ma'am.
okay, so now you're in.
Let's go. Bye.
I'm in.
I'm gonna make you the host, Elizabeth.
Okay,
That's, yeah, that's kind of.
Oh,
Okay,
all right.
thank you, ma'am.
and now you've got other people, Lindsay that's in there or was in there,
Respond to me. All right.
but you're the host. So now I can leave because you're the host.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
That's for you. It's for you.
Okay.
That's
I
nice.
did our calendar based on what we talked about at the last meeting, and I just put in everything, when the water bill would need to go out for those things. I try to get everything humanly possible on here. So that's the whole calendar I made it fit on one page. And this is just so we can keep track of who's chairperson for what events.
Okay.
So, and there's backside and the responsibilities for each one.
Right.
Try to be a little bit more organized in 2022.
Excellent.
A complete calendar of what we basically talked about at the last meeting, so that we can approve it with budgets and when the water bills need to go out, when those specific inserts need to go out. I know, right? I know. Proud of myself for that one.
Are you
With a
laughing at me or? at your
big
stuff there?
reminder that 3 months ahead of time is needed for advertising, but I did the whole calendar for us, front and back.
Okay, we're unmuted.
Ready?
Mhm.
Okay, at 6:04, I'm going to call the January 12th meeting of Keep Marque Beautiful Commission to order. Find our clip open. Our roll call. I am here. Miss Heron is not here yet, at least.
She did say she's not gonna be here.
she's not
She was
gonna be
having
here?
an emergency procedure done.
Okay, oh goodness, I hope she's okay. Oh, here, I'm gonna sign. Miss Ashley Goodrich, you are here. Mr. Loftus is not here as of yet. And Mr. Pettyjohn.
Here.
Okay,
Somebody sign this for me.
here.
No.
Oh, did I write?
Yeah.
Sorry. That's my bad. That's still my bad. Totally not paying attention. Sorry. Invocation and pledge. Would you like to do the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Excellent. You have to do a prayer?
A quick prayer, everybody bow their heads. Today, as we fellowship, we hope to have a successful meeting and get our goals accomplished. And also to ensure that we keep them Marque beautiful.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Ashley. All right, let's roll on to item 4, citizens participation. Mr. Pettyjohn, I believe.
Yes, we have a member of the community that I just met tonight. I had seen her doing some things on Nextdoor and reached out to her. She did a thing that I saw. The last thing I saw was she did gift baskets for one of the senior citizen centers. It's was it Bayou Pines, I believe?
We actually did 100, all the staff at Bayou Festival, 76 of them. And then we also gave to Sunny Gonzalez, Marque, and we got to Dallas, and then we had, I believe, 14 over at Marque. So we did a total of, I think it was 100 total gift bags for Christmas for the elderly.
I'm sorry. Can we get you to come up to the mic so we can actually hear?
Sure.
I'm sorry.
This part of citizen participation.
Yes. Yes.
You need to read that before she's done.
Why?
So,
Oh, we don't read the whole thing.
Oh.
Okay, sorry.
No
We don't
problem.
really have. a-
So we started off with Bayou Pines, and usually my husband and I either reach out to the community of whether a single mom with kids for Christmas, or we try to donate to some of the shelters and stuff. So this year, last year we did the elderly, being that we had a hard year with COVID and they didn't have visitors. So that's what I focused on. And then, so we did every resident at Bayou Pines and Marque. We did, I believe it was 12 or 14 at Ashton Park. And then we reached out to Sedalis in Texas City. And then Sunny and Salmas has a assisted living here in Marque. So we did 8 residents that were there. So we had a total of 100 that we got to do with some amazing donators that helped me out with, our assistance too. So we're hoping this year we are going to do fundraisers throughout the year this year to hopefully double what we did this year. So.
Excellent.
Do you have a Facebook page for what you do?
I don't have one for that specifically, but on the Nextdoor, there is a group.
Okay.
It's, I think it just says the 2021, 22 helping our seniors. So you have to be invited in. So if someone reaches out, they can ask me and I can send them the invite to come in. The group is basically people that are serious about donating their time or money or helping get things together to do a benefit or a fundraiser. So that's why I just keep it private. That way we can.
Understandable. That's awesome. It's awesome what you do. Like,
Thank you. We appreciate it.
amazing.
We have a certificate.
I do. We have not had a chance to get it signed yet, but
Here, do you want to sign it? Laminate it?
yeah.
We decide, and we have some good people involved. So we, this. This is recognize people.
Well, that's not set up never certificate for being fine, but I appreciate the recognition.
We have a- like a picture.
Yeah.
Elizabeth?
We're all in it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We are going to have it laminated. Okay. And that way. Wait, no, 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 it's more than this. But if you don't, do you mind having your?
No.
Okay. Share. Fancy certificate?
Everybody go.
I will, hold on.
I can get all of them. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, so nice to meet you. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you both.
Want to keep this and I will leave it.
Yes, we want to laminate. We were gonna laminate it for you.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. I can bring that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much, you guys, for what you do. We really appreciate it.
It's nice meeting you here.
Nice to meet you.
Guys. Casey got in. Yes. Okay. Oh, there she is. Okay, hi.
Hi.
I just saw your message and I was like, did she get in? What's happening? And then I
Oh,
saw
yeah,
your
no, that
name.
was from a while back. No, I'm here.
Awesome. Okay, and she's, what's her last name? Terry.
Abendroth. Abendroth.
Abendroth. Abendroth. Okay.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, that makes me very excited that we had a Good Neighbor Award from someone who does something so cool and so awesome for the community. We haven't had one in a little bit. All right. Moving right along. Now it's just, now it's just us. Approval of minutes from the December 8th, 2021 meeting.
I move we approve minutes as.
Do we have a second? All in favor? Aye. Passes, will you pass it down to Elizabeth, please? I did sign them, Elizabeth. On to item 6, our reports, our financial report.
Yes. The beginning cash balance as of 10/31.
I printed it on the bigger.
I printed it. It's $40,374.95. We have donation of $945, interest of 81 cents, and giving a total revenue of $945.81. We had a total expenses of $3,626.82. And this is a balance of $37,693.94.
Letter bus. I forgot, she is on She is on Zoom with us, our new commissioner,
Oh,
Lindsay Gonzalez. Lindsay, do you want to say hi?
Hello, how is everyone?
Good, how are you?
Good,
It is super to have you here with us tonight.
you too. There we go.
Hi, there you are.
Hello.
Awesome. I wanted to make sure we all got a chance to meet you and you got a chance to see us and meet us, even though you can't be here with us personally tonight. We are super excited to have you with us.
Thank you.
I did send her our agenda and everything.
Okay, good. Thank
We
you.
do need to approve the financial,
Yes,
need a motion,
a motion to approve our financial report.
yes.
Second, all in favor? Our waste management report. Which seems to say the same every time, which is kind of nice.
Well, I can tell you, I used, for the first time, used the pickup.
Did you?
I had 2 TVs that gone bad.
Is that at your door?
Called them up. I had a stack of batteries, a box of batteries about like that. Called them up. It was took about 2 weeks. You know, they schedule you. You don't just call them up. They have a schedule. They told me what day it was and they picked it up. Fantastic.
It's a wonderful service, isn't it? I did it with a bunch of old paint. One
It's
time.
probably something we ought to include sometime.
I tell people as often as I can too about it. We did have someone too on one of the community sites talk about how awesome waste management is, because they noticed that in one neighborhood and then a bunch of other people chimed in that the waste management drivers in the neighborhoods where they know that there's elderly citizens on the street, if they notice that their can isn't out on trash day, they will go up and they will pull it out to the street and get it for them. And then they will take it back so that they don't have to do it. So glad we have them now. I mean, their success rate proves that in the reports, but they do a really good job and go above and beyond. They don't have to go get people's trash cans, but I'm so glad that they do, because they're just, and they honk at all the kids, which is really nice. On to item 7. 7A, recognition of January residential yard of the month. Mrs. Lowe of 2503 Lake Park. She was nominated by Miss Yancey, Councilwoman Yancey, sorry. Did you send that information to?
I did send it to Catherine.
Okay. Do we happen to know if she's gotten a hold of her yet or not?
I do not.
Okay. All right. Well, Catherine is obviously could not be with us tonight, and she is the one that handles these things, but we have a motion to approve Miss Lowe for January's yard of the month.
I move we approve Mrs. Lowe for the yard of the month.
Do you have a second?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That way she can, when she's ready, or one of us can grab it if her emergency is emergent. Okay. 7B, discussion possible action regarding using KLMBC funds to help buy street signs. That is Mr. Loftus, and he is not here tonight, or at least at the moment. And I haven't heard from him. But I do want to mention, I did drive through Hitchcock the other day. Remember, we were sort of comparing the street sign thing to the new signs that Hitchcock has done, the fanciful ones. I noticed that on the main streets of Hitchcock, they did the red and white, the nice ones, like with the seal or whatever it is, bulldog, I don't know. But if you go into the back streets, like back towards baseball fields, they're black and white. So that might be something to look at as we're going, save some money.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's going to be a big undertaking. So if we can do maybe the main streets with the,
You mean like off of Highway 3?
yeah, our
Yeah.
main streets,
1765.
yeah,
okay.
Bayou Cedar, like
Yeah,
those,
Bayou, yeah.
Okay,
our main traffic streets.
right.
And then our, side, like residential streets,
Mhm.
do them in a,
And
you
then
know,
when we
black
get
and
over
white.
to Painted Meadows and all, we'd have to talk to the homeowners association.
yeah. The HOAs will be a whole different.
Yeah.
Y'all have pretty signs anyway, though.
Ours are just black and white.
They're pretty though. Living in a desperate housewives neighborhood. Okay, I say, do we have a motion to carry it to next month?
I move we carry it forward to next month.
Second,
I second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right, we will move that to next month. Discussion, possible action regarding the spring cleanup. And where did I put it? There it is. It is on the calendar that we will also get to, but the spring cleanup and shred day, April 23rd. The information for it is due because we need to do 3 months ahead of time for any event to do our advertising. It's due at this meeting, but essentially exactly the same as every other event that we do. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., lunch around noonish. We budget about 150 for lunch, a little bit over, but that covers all of our staff and volunteers. 1,500 for advertising, water bill, and social media push. Josh should be really very helpful with that. And we should be able to also, as a side note, put these spring cleanup, since it'll all be just done and decided. We should be able to put the spring cleanup and beautify the bayou front and back on maybe one insert. Maybe. A little bit of, we should be able to. I'll talk to Josh about the information that needs to go, but then it would condense, someone could just flip it over for the next and save a little bit of paper and ink. We are going to do street teams, advertise that we are going to bring street teams back. I don't imagine we'd get a ton of street teams.
Well, and I have an idea for that,
Mhm.
is that when we did it, how I even got involved with the city at all was from that,
Mhm.
from the cleanup. And it's because the lady who was, she contacted all the homeowners, the little association, not the homeowners,
Okay.
but the neighborhood watch groups.
Oh, okay.
And so I would be happy to do that, and I've been intending to do that because it's something to do with my monthly cleanup.
Okay.
So I will start working on that.
Sorry I'm late. I had a doctor's appointment today.
How's your shoulder?
In the sign-in sheet.
It's not good at all. I retore it.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry to hear that. Man. Can you sign? Are you okay?
Yeah, I can use it, but
It hurts.
Are you gonna hurt it if you use it?
no, no.
Okay.
I already heard it by returning it.
Well, that's true, I suppose. So neighborhood watch groups, contacting them.
Yeah, to get teams.
Do you have any other suggestions?
Just we can talk to the high school, see if we can get in, a lot of the groups need community service hours.
Mhm.
You know anybody still at the high school?
Everybody I knew is well.
Well, we can reach out to the high schools. There's no reason we can't reach out to the principals there. John Snow, Texas First Bank.
Yeah, I know.
You know him? He's always at Bayou or Beautify the Bayou. Super energetic. I'll get in touch with him. He's always willing to come out and volunteer and bring employees with if he can. there was another bank too that wanted to get involved. Do you remember what it was?
Okay, something could be in my ECU, you're trying, it's on Highway 3.
Yeah, yes,
I know
yeah.
some people there.
Okay, I think that might be them.
Feel like it's a line, but
Okay. And I know, I'm gonna talk to Miss Vivian about the garden club, but I do know that with COVID still floating about and most of their members being, you know, elderly, that might not be something they wanna walk around and do. But I'll talk to her anyway. Huh?
It's not till April, so maybe it'll be done.
Yeah, hopefully. And I know they do also do their stretch of highway that they adopted.
Have we ever heard of Good Citizens?
Huh?
Have we ever given Vivian a Good Citizens? I mean, they're doing like that strip out there on
The hill strip over here?
Yeah.
I don't know if we have or not.
we should nominate them to.
We should do that. We should do that. I will start her. Okay, so we will reach out to everyone that we can, everyone that we know, circulate it on social, next door. I don't do next door, you do next door though. Next door, any groups, whatever we can throw it into, that we're doing street teams again this time. We still have the gift cards left over from the last one, so we don't have to put any money out for gift cards this time. Those will be covered because those, we still have those. If you see the calendar, we're just talking about spring cleanup right now, for April. And so it just lists the, obviously, what, you know, we normally do, individual and group prizes. And I'm going to talk to Joshua about combining the spring cleanup and shred day advertisement with the Beautify the Bayou advertisement, so that it can go out in the water bill and it can be just double-sided and people can flip it, tack it on their fridge, whatever. And it'll save a little bit of money in paper, so we don't have to do two.
Did you want to revisit item B since Mr. Loftus has showed up?
Oh, you know what? We should, since you are here. Yeah, do we have, is April? I looked at the calendar, I looked at the city calendar as far as Good Friday, Easter, all that kind of stuff. And the date that it opens for KTV, and April 23rd seemed like a good Saturday to do it. Is that okay with everybody?
April 1st.
April 23rd. Okay, all right. Do we have a motion to approve spring cleanup?
I move we do the spring cleanup on April 23rd, 2022.
Second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, spring cleanup. Let's circle back then to 7B, since Mr. Loftus is here. Discussion, possible action regarding KLNBC funds to help buy street signs.
I'm definitely for that.
I know.
I've been thinking about that for a long time. I'm ready to see that happen.
I know. Are we still having trouble getting through to the people
To be honest with you, I stopped trying.
because of all this?
Well, this has nothing to do with it. I'm calling those people because they don't seem interested. So
All of them or certain ones?
it was just the same ones. Yeah. It was the same company, the Econo Signs,
Okay,
that I reached out to. Now, mind you, now that it's really back fresh on my mind, I will call Sign and Supply again, because the last time I spoke to them, they told me they didn't have the proper machine and all of that
until the end of the year.
until
though,
the end
right?
of the year. So now we're in the first of the year.
Okay.
So I'll put that on my list to call them first
Okay.
thing in the morning and talk to the guy and see if they in fact got the machine.
I did make mention before you got here, before we pushed over this one, that I was in Hitchcock the other day, driving to a friend's house, And I did notice, because we've been using Hitchcock as kind of an example for
Mhm.
the new fanciful signs. Hitchcock did their main
Mhm.
drag sign, like their main
Yeah,
right away signs, whatever. The really pretty, the red and the white with either their seal or a bulldog on it. I never
really.
looked really closely at what the insignia was on it. But then the back roads and the residential streets, all the signs were replaced with really nice black and white ones.
Black and white ones. Yeah, those are the only ones that I've seen is the black and white ones. I haven't seen the red ones yet.
Yeah, they're all
Yeah,
over.
if you
Really?
look, yeah, right
I'm gonna have to
along
drive
Down Main Street and
Mhm.
several red.
by the
You
fire
know-
department and the.
You know what? I
library.
went through Hitchcock last Friday down Highway 6, and I guess I had tunnel vision
Sure.
and I didn't even pay attention
Always
to the
watch my
sign.
speedometer there.
No, always. Yeah, you'll see them all along Highway 6. They've got them, I know at least
I
down
didn't
towards
even-
City Hall.
I didn't even pay attention.
They're bright.
I was on the phone at the
They're
time.
bright red like.
I can run by one day next week and see where they got their signs.
I'm always riding around burning gas, man. I'll ride over there.
I have the contact for the lady who ordered their signs.
Okay.
So between us, we can all figure it out. Oh, yeah, my red
Just let me
pen is,
know, because like I say, I don't live very far. City Hall.
yeah, I talked to Mayor Armacost, and there's a lady there who was the one that did the sign ordering. I'm pretty sure I either still have the message or the email. I can't remember which one it was, but I'll find it and I'll get it to you so that we can get in touch with her as well,
Yeah.
because their signs look really nice. And I don't know if they're high intensity reflective like we were wanting.
Yeah,
I
mean,
haven't paid attention to how my lights.
It definitely needs to be high intensity reflective.
Around here, for sure.
I wouldn't even, put my vote on anything other than that.
No, I agree with you. Safety first,
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean, especially with most of the city already, dog, we need definitely,
Mm-hmm.
that's like having a stop sign that's not high.
Have y'all seen those
intensity.
League City signs at night on the main thoroughfares?
Nope, I don't go up there.
They're about 4 feet wide and about a foot tall,
Really?
and they're lit on the inside.
Hmm.
We're talking about on the big, that's Highway 3. and
Oh, okay.
They're not everywhere.
It's probably,
Oh, I know, no, I know.
it's
what you're
probably
talking
Text dot that put those up if that's the
I
case.
know,
but-
I bet.
And then Lake City probably got a lot of money. So,
Yeah.
so they can afford those type of signs, of course.
We're like, we have to do this in batches. But if we can figure out exactly where Hitchcock got theirs from, because they seem to have gotten that rolling right after Mayor Armacost got elected.
I'd be willing to bet that they use the common signs because that company sends those booklets out to all the cities around here. In fact, like I mentioned before, we have used them before, so.
Yeah, well, it can't hurt to double check just in case. Maybe
no
she has
doubt.
another contact with them
Yeah.
even too, so.
Yeah, because I spoke to 2 different people and it's like, yeah, we're gonna send, remember I told you y'all,
Mhm.
they were gonna send us a sample template. Never got it.
Mhm. Well, let's reach out to them. I'll search through my messages and stuff and figure out what her name was, so we can get in touch with her. Because we want to get that rolling. That'll be a big change for the city. Okay,
Let me ask this,
Mhm.
have we talked about yards of the month?
Yes, for this
just
one month.
for this one.
Do we have someone already?
Yes, well, yeah.
Okay, and the reason I asked is because Ms. Yancey had, I think she had texted me a while back and mentioned something.
That's her.
That's her, so
That's her.
everybody got it, great.
Yes, and Miss Heron has it as well, but she had an medical emergency, so just
Do we know
in
what the
case.
sign is, the month, yard of the month?
I would imagine it is with
Kathy?
Kathy. She usually picks it up at the end of the month.
I'll check with her and see,
Okay. Or Ben.
with Ben, yeah.
Ben, and see, if not, then it's at the other house. But she usually picks them up pretty promptly. So one or the other.
Okay.
So that we can get it over to her if need be.
The monthly cleanup was, are we there yet? I mean,
We're
I'm
not
trying to
there.
catch up.
We're not there yet.
Okay, all right.
You're good. We're good. Okay, so we don't need any action per se on B. We are just going to keep going, figuring out where to go and who to get bids from and how to get the signs rolling.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll call you tomorrow after I speak to this guy.
Okay. On to item 7D. Discussion, possible action regarding setting dates and selecting chairperson for 2022 calendar and events. This is where the 2 papers that I gave you guys came in. And Lindsay, did you get the email of the calendar that I sent you?
I did not.
You didn't?
No.
Okay. I will send it right now.
Okay.
To you and to Casey. While we're doing this. But I completed our 2022 calendar of events and I created a sheet so we can all just keep track in case we need to get a hold of anybody for any of the events. Just in case. And we have, let's see how I want to go about this. Go through and match up as we go.
Do it now.
You want to just ride through and then match up as we go?
That's fine.
Okay. On our 2022 calendar of events, we start out with, we have 4 monthly events and programs that are ongoing. Those 4 monthly events that are ongoing would be our Good Neighbor Awards, our Yards of the Month, both personal and business Yards of the Month. And we also have a monthly cleanup. I put that on there, Terry. And I put a note in there, and this was absolutely just a suggestion, but I did not want to forget about it. There was a suggestion made to maybe do a district a month since we have 4 districts. And we have 12 months in the year. So rotate A, B, C, D and figure out which part, since we'll kind of have some cumulative data from the litter bus going as well.
What day is the litter bus supposed to be?
It
going?
is supposed to be kicking off
But is it like
February.
First and
First and third Saturday of every month. Yes.
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
If, say for instance, it's like maybe like an elderly person that may need something like raked up or something cleaned up, do we respond to those needs, or is it just neighborhoods that we clean?
Well, Terry, you wanna?
I'll be honest, I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, I never have. I suppose we could, though.
I don't see.
I don't
we're
see why-
Volunteering, it's no city money.
Yeah,
Sure.
we could take, if someone needs
The
help.
great thing about
clean it
that
up.
is it's part of Keep the Mark Beautiful.
Yes.
And it gets us some good PR.
And we're
Oh,
not
yeah.
just helping the city as a whole, we are helping specific people that really
But
need
still
help.
helping the city
Yes. Yes,
in our mission.
it is in our mission. But that district month suggestion was made because then we could do a call out to those residents who live in that district
Yeah.
to come out. So instead of saying, hey, come all the way across town,
Yeah.
volunteer, like, hey, we're in your district this month, come out and,
Yeah.
you know, and
I think that's a
either
good idea.
way, if we do a person's house or a street or whatever, we could still do that. Have the district rep come
Yeah.
out, you know, the council person for that district come out. You know, the mayor, if he
I think
wants to
it's,
come
I
out.
think it's a good idea.
Just an idea to maybe
It's a good idea.
keep a schedule. Yeah, okay.
I love that idea. Just 2 cents here. I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think it sounds like a very impactful way to make that happen. I like it.
I thought it was cool, but this is your
Yeah.
baby,
I like,
so.
no, I like. You don't have to keep selling. Once somebody says they're sold, you quit selling.
Yeah.
Okay, we also have the litter bus, which will be on the agenda every single month, starting March. February, yeah, it'll be on the litter bus will be on our agenda every month moving forward, starting in March, to approve the funds to pay Mr. Robichaud, who will be driving the bus. So he'll turn in the reports from the 2 times, the hours that he drove, the data to us, how much got picked up, so we can keep track of it for KTV and our own personal records. And then we will, every month we'll approve the funds to cut him a check for that. So the litter bus will be on there. And I put 2 times a month, since it obviously is going to run 2 times a month, first and third Saturday of each month. As we move into Kathy is not here. As much as I'm sure she'd love to still do yards of the month, she loves it. I would not want to put her name down as a chairperson of it without her explicit consent on it. But I know she does it and she loves to do it, so.
Let me ask this question real quick about the litter bus. Do the chief and Mr. Robichaud have a backup plan in case that week in that it's running and someone's not available?
Who is not available?
Mr. Robichaud.
Well, whoever got the guy.
They do have a backup driver.
Okay.
They do have a secondary driver.
Okay.
Is what I was told by chief. We also have a 3rd person sort of on reserve that could do it as well. So we've got a chain. And if, say, that weekend comes and the time comes, because it starts, they're to be there at 8:30 in the morning, and they roll out at 9. They decide right before they roll out if the weather's too bad, and then everybody gets 2 hours.
Yeah.
Of time.
Show up time.
Yeah, show up time. But they don't want to call it until the day of, because we all know how weird our weather can be. So just in the past, that is what they have done, 2 hours of time for both the probationers that show up, as well as for the driver for showing up and getting ready and all that stuff. So there are at least, if it gets rained out both weekends, there will at least be 4 hours of pay. And into January, we've got city holidays. I've marked for us also New Year's Day, Martin Luther King Day, and the dates. The KCB art contest is usually, sorry, popping off around this time, although I did not see anything on KTV's website when I was on there digging today. So I'm going to be on the lookout for it, but it is incredibly expensive to print off that much paper to send it out to all the schools, and it would be so wasteful and I think so against our mission.
We've done that a couple of times and we've really not gotten much response that way. You put it on social media and the city website. And
we can send it digitally to the principals or whoever runs the district pages, and maybe they can post it as a district thing or send
make
it
an
to
announcement.
send it to parents, whatever they feel like they need to do with it. Then it's out of our hands and the kids will know about it, and there we go. And it won't cost us anything. And then January, I have it marked that info is due for the spring cleanup. Got those marked on each month that we need it, just so that we all have it in mind and boldly, know. As we move into February, actually, monthly cleanup, I'm gonna write you down for the chairperson for that, correct? Okay.
I thought that was,
I'm just double checking before I,
since I suggested it.
just in case. Into February, and February usually is a good time because it's a few months before. Hopefully they will put out the information. If not, we can just push it until they do. The location and format of the KTB conference to determine who is going and the subsequent costs associated with that. I'm just going to guess that they're going to do digital again this year because of the Omicron variant. I don't know, but I'm just gonna guess. I don't know, they could surprise us and we could get a, trip to San Antonio or whatever, but they haven't put it out yet. I did double check the website today when I was making the calendar, when I was finalizing the calendar and stuff. So that has not been put out yet. And then in February, info is due for Beautify the Bayou at the latest. Moving into March, the water bill insert, I made a note for the spring cleanup and Beautify the Bayou needs to go out in March's water bill inserts, because we do them in 2 waves, right? The water bills, they're done in 2 waves. Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure. That's what.
I think so.
Okay. So that'll make sure it gets out to everybody in plenty of time. So they have plenty of, awareness, not just social media, but also those that aren't on social media. They have plenty of time to know about both the spring cleanup and Beautify the Bayou. And then March, we usually start Paint the Town, which we end up advertising for it, doing a water bill insert. So we threw in the budget for advertising, which we all know we never spend that much money on it, but whenever all the information is finalized, I didn't put it on here as a water bill insert for a month, because I know that whenever the information is done, that's when it gets pushed out as a water bill insert. So I know it kind of gets just handed to you guys for you to do that way. Okay. That way. However, we do need a chairperson for Paint the Town. Rebecca had done it last year, and it is to review the houses in the list, kind of drive by, look at them, and because some of the pictures can be not great. Yeah, we know that. And to kind of decide yes or no, whether they actually need paint or not, because I think we have some newer build houses that come through too.
Yeah, this past year, there were several like in the new subdivisions like Delaney Cove and Saltgrass that wanted to repaint their houses, and then others who wanted to paint brick, which takes a lot of paint.
So much paint. Once you whitewash it, then it doesn't take as much paint, but that's another story. Is anyone interested that is here and or present in doing that and being the chairperson for that event? Ashley, Lindsay? It does include driving around.
I'll try it. I've never done that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, just get a list in. I also just sent you and Casey an email with the calendar and the event chairperson's blank list for both of you.
I got it. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Okay, and it shows you on there. I made sure to put down kind of like the responsibilities. But there really is just, we get a list, and as Edie's, I'm sorry, as code gets the submissions in, there's a list, and Elizabeth would send us the addresses, and so you would go and check out the address when you could, and then report back to Elizabeth whether you think it's a yes or a no.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lindsay.
If she needs some help with that,
You drive around all the time.
I was just thinking that I drive around all the time, but I definitely want to be a part of the spring cleanup in this red day, so I'll speak on that.
If you weren't, I would be very upset with you. Okay, I will put Lindsay down and I will put. I'm going to put Rashard down as some backup for you, just in case, Lindsay,
Thank you.
because he drives around Lamarck all the time.
Okay.
Okay. As far as budget goes for Paint the Town, do we have any idea what the budget was for Paint the Town last year?
I do not recall.
I swear I heard 15,000,
That's what I was thinking as well,
but
but
paint is more expensive.
it has gotten
Really,
drastically. more
really expensive. I just paid $65 for 1 gallon of paint the
That's
other day.
disgusting. I don't know.
Yeah, and they were showing me, because some places, some people were getting like 10 and 15 gallons. And it was like a couple $100 for 1 5-gallon.
I paid $18 for a quart and I thought that was outrageous. I wanted to throw up. Do you guys have, since this is kind of your area, like a suggestion? I mean, how many houses did we do this year? Huh?
I'm gonna look back to see, because I just didn't remember being quite that much.
Really? Oh,
It should-
It this year
Yeah.
alone, between supply issues
Mhm.
and.
No, I'm
everything,
talking about that we spent 15,000 last.
that was the yeah, that was the budget. I'm pretty positive,
It sounds about right, because it was a fair amount.
because I remember gasping at it. Because that was the first time I think I'd heard that we'd really ever spent that much money. That's the only thing we spend that much money on, is that program. Because it covers so many houses. Do you know how many houses we did approximately?
I don't recall off the top of my head. I'd have to find my, let's see if I can now, because I don't have it.
Okay, we still have a couple months.
Yeah,
So can we figure out what our budget was and maybe a projected cost for what our budget might need to be for that program for this year? So that we can go over that and approve that next month.
Yep.
Okay. Moving into April then, we've got City Hall, we got Good Friday, we've got Easter, which I don't know why that wasn't listed as a city holiday or something. But Easter. Sorry, excuse me. And then our first event for April is Spring Cleanup and Shred Day. April 23rd, we already talked about all of this. I know I usually handle the cleanup side of it. Rashard, do you want to bond with me and help me wiggle waggle the shred and the,
and let's be sure that Stacy knows this time.
yeah, I know. I made a note of that. Just text Stacy. I think we can develop a better traffic flow plan for the shred truck side of things now that we have seen how it worked this past time. Growing pains, things happen, we learned. But aside from the truck jamming and stuff backing up, it went pretty
And
well.
the first person having like 40 boxes.
With spiral notebooks in it.
Yeah.
We've talked, oh my gosh, okay. The first person that put stuff through the shred truck at the last event had spiral notebooks somewhere in there, and it caused a huge jam up in the truck, which then caused a huge backup. And they already had a lot of stuff. I'm like, I didn't mind. They had been waiting for like an hour. They got in there really early to try to get a jump start on things as soon as they got there. So I appreciated that, but
Yeah, it did cause some people to not be so happy, but
yeah,
Who was monitoring?
we all kind of were walking back. I know I went to every car, and then I know Rashard kind of followed back a little bit later, kind of trying to keep everybody, just thank them for their patience and stuff.
Need some disclaimers.
Stuff happens, trucks jam, it's mechanical. There was really not a whole lot we could do about it once that happened.
Right.
But
Are we thinking we need 2 trucks this time?
Are you thinking we need 2 trucks this time?
It was mentioned.
Was this like feedback? that-
I'm not
from the
saying that
last-
we don't, but we've never had one more than 2, we've never had 2 trucks. That's because I think 1 truck is like $900.
It is, yes. When we pay for it.
That was just a
Yeah.
suggestion I throw out. It's not saying that we gotta do it.
I just think that going with the disclaimers saying there are certain items that can't be put in bulk, like spiral notebooks. If a person has some, we're gonna separate that off to the side. And that can probably be shredded at the end of the day.
I think it didn't get caught is what it was, because those guys are really quick to pick, but I don't think it got caught and that's what happened.
And I think they could ask the citizen as they come up what they have,
Yeah.
just,
Yeah,
is there anything that you have that could be wiry or something that could create a misspeed?
because there is, sorry, there is at least, Josh is here now, but when Colleen has done our ads for that, she does specify what can come in with heavy trash and also what can come in with shred and stuff.
Yeah, but people sometimes,
I know.
Trying to.
you gotta add in the human factor.
So we might have to chit chat with the guys, at least at the beginning, the shred guys, and ask them if they'll like double check or have one of us over there so we can help double check, have an extra set of eyes in things.
And like he said, just ask, any glass, metal, any
Yeah.
wires.
Most people are really good about it.
Can I suggest an idea?
Always.
Thinking about this, those items that they can have, maybe we should make like just a little pamphlet thing that says what you can't have. And as the cars come in, we can give that to them and say, okay, the stuff that you bought us, make sure none of the stuff is in it. While they're waiting in the car in line to be shredded, if they do have those items, they can pull that stuff out before they get there while they're waiting.
I really like that.
I
And
agree.
that's kind of a reminder of those who that overlooked it or didn't want to pay attention to it.
That'd be super simple to type up on
What you
a
can't
Word
have.
and like a 4
Right.
and then just cut it and
Yeah.
just hand it out.
As the cars come in, so that time to look at what they bought.
Then they can throw it in with the
And then
shredder when they're
go-
done.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm all for it.
okay. So shred like a pamphlet. We'll just say.
Just
Okay.
like a regular, not a glossy one, like a regular paper.
No, we
pamphlet.
could
Yeah.
Word and we could just do, we
Right.
could do it in fourths
Right.
and have a little, because it won't take, not much goes in there. No metal binder clips, paper clips, spiral notebooks, that kind of thing.
Right.
And then that should
Give
be,
them a quick list of what
Yeah.
cannot be shredded.
I think they're okay with staples because the staples don't really bug stuff, they've said. Because they're so little,
Yeah.
but the other stuff, but that's a really good idea. Thank you for mentioning that. Of course, you can always have ideas, silly. Okay, on to Earth Day, which is participation only between the library, other organizations and us, an education and awareness event for taking care of the earth, recycling, reusing things, whatever. I did set down here, because we did talk about, I know in the past, we talked about budgets for it. I know we ordered a ton of stuff, but I still have no idea if any of that, has any of that come in from Fort Imprint yet?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, okay. So,
Guess we haven't paid for it since it hadn't come in.
no, I think we did buy it.
I don't know. I can ask Kathleen.
I'm pretty sure, because we
We
gave
gotta get our
Kathleen,
money back.
right? We gave Kathleen the budget, which we set for up to $2,999. And I went through and kind of picked out a bunch of just eco-friendly stuff that could be branded for us. And I was like, let's just get whatever we can with this money. And so she did it and she sent me a breakdown of it. But then all that supply chain stuff happened and the boat got stuck in the canal and the things, and I don't know. So maybe we should check and see what is happening with that. But thinking about that, that is why I added in, and $200 is probably overkill, obviously, but to do maybe like get some terracotta pots for the kids to plant a seed in or whatever, just have them do a little nature activity. That would be very simple and easy to do. Grab a bag of soil, clay pots at Lowe's, and some seeds, and they would be able to have fun with it.
You want to have a pot instead of styrofoam cup like we grew up doing?
Styrofoam is terrible for the environment.
No.
You cannot do that.
Makes sense, never mind.
Don't ask.
This is Earth Day.
You can't ask
Do
that.
we still have those totes and stuff? that
It
they
is
can pull out?
biodegradable.
We do still have the totes. We
Okay.
have so
And did you want to just get the terracotta pots, or did you want to do like last year and get the little, remember we got the little pots that had the seed and everything already in there?
they're super cute, and I loved giving them out at Bayou Fest because it was simple and they could toss them in their bags.
Right.
But I think for Earth Day, is my opinion, since it's a very hands-on, the library festivals are always super hands-on activities. We could get some terracotta pots, some Sharpie, not the regular Sharpies, oil-based, the oil-based like paint pens almost, Sharpies. So they can draw on them and then they don't take time to dry like paint would. Paint would be a mess, fun, but a mess. So they could draw on their pots, plant their little plant. They could put their name on it and leave it at the side of the table and come back and get it, obviously, if they want, wanted to, or just take it with them. But it'd be a little bit of more interactive to do it that way than to just hand it to them. Because then they're there, then we have their attention and we can explain to them what they're doing, what they're growing, how the seed grows. We get to have a whole educational experience, and that's totally what we want. And why we're choosing terracotta over, say, styrofoam is because terracotta.
I apologize. My wife is not feeling well. She did take a COVID test and she's doesn't have COVID, but she has to come home. So I'm gonna have to run.
Okay.
See y'all
Thanks
next
very much.
time.
She feels better. So, and that's what the little budget in there for Earth Day is for, because none of that other stuff has come in.
What day
I
is
really
that?
have sweat. The library sets that day,
Okay.
so I have no idea what day it's gonna be. Sometimes it's the same day as, I think one year they said something as the same day as the cleanup, but it was later in the day. So I kind of just bumped over from there to there. I don't care, it wasn't a big deal for me.
Question, so is
Anything.
sure they, like how you engage like the adults and like the community cleanups? Like, is that how we? 'Cause I had experienced some Earth Days where, we try to get adults to like just dispose of something or educate them on
Right.
recycling as well, and maybe like just give them like a little shirt for their time. So this is just how we do for kids, right?
Earth Day at the library does a full-on, they do an Earth Day, and Earth Day's newer, and then they do a fall festival, but their stuff is completely immersive. It is mainly aimed at kids, but they make it so that it's fun for the grownups to do too,
Okay.
especially with their kids. So the aim is to sort of be able to educate kids and adults at the same time about how to recycle, how to, plant things and grow things and be, just sustainable in general, to create less trash. And so that's sort of the point of Earth Day as a whole, is to have a big educational, fun festival for everybody, where they learn a ton of stuff and also have a great time, because kids soak it in better.
Right.
And so do adults. If you're not having a good time when you're doing stuff, you're not gonna remember what's being said. And then, but our spring cleanup and shred day, that's just when the community comes to get rid of all their bulk stuff, all of their important documents to be shredded. And they absolutely love it. And we have grown so much since the first cleanup I did, where we didn't fill like I had 8 dumpsters, I think, and we didn't fill like 2 out of the 8, and they were small. They were small. Now we fill them all. So it's really amped up. And so that is more aimed at obviously the adults in the city, but as far as street teams, we do encourage scout teams or scout groups and things like that too. Kid groups, and we've had a kid from one of the local schools. I can't remember if he was Casey. It was hey.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about, don't you? The teenager that won first place
Yes.
that year.
You asking me for his name?
Yeah, do you remember?
I could find it in my texts. He and I texted for a few months afterward. He was so cute. He told me about his debate.
He's the sweetest thing.
I can't remember his name right now though.
But was he was like a high school student or a middle school student?
He was a middle school student then, so I'm sure he's a high school student now.
And he hustled at
He did.
the cleanups, and he was amazing, and he ended up winning first place. So we do have kids that will come in, some of the older kids, and they'll go out either with their parent or Casey. You went out with him, didn't you? Like,
Yeah, I took him and a couple of other middle schoolers.
and they went, and so with a kind of adult supervision, kind of went, and he literally rocked it because he brought chunks of concrete back with him that time. And he went, so it engages everybody with it when we amp up the street teams again. But with COVID, it's been meh now. So hopefully we will get that back as we open it back up and push it back out there. Okay. Moving on, in May, we have Memorial Day in May, and we have Beautify the Bayou, which usually prefaces by 2 weeks. Kids Fish, we're not tying it to that this year because I don't think no one even knows that that's going on. We're gonna still do Beautify the Bayou because it's a wonderful event. We get to clean up one of our awesome parks and the bayou at the same time. Same time constrictions for that as it has been, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. lunch. I did budget lunch this year, and I budgeted lunch because the last couple of years of Beautify the Bayou, the city manager bought lunch because Mr. Jackson did Kids Fish. So since we were cleaning the bayou for Kids Fish, kind of, he bought the lunch. But he's not here, so anyway, if necessary, I have budgeted $350 for lunches. I base that on our Little Caesars that we all really like. It's warm, it's good, it's sealed, it's contained, everybody gets their own stuff. No COVID. And I counted in our pictures the amount of volunteers we usually have, 20 something, and I know some people were not in those pictures, so I evened it out around 30. I just bumped it up like we usually do for meals, just in case. And so we probably will have a couple extra, but at least we'll have enough. And then again, our standard 1,500 advertising for water bill and social. And again, that one can combine with the spring cleanup water bill insert. And I take Beautify the Bayou, that's my baby. Flip on to June. We have Juneteenth, which is June 19th. I had June 18th on there, but I guess it is June 19th. I don't know why I had June 18th. And I just put a little note in there. It is a big event, and now it is a nationally recognized event. And so I think it would be really great if we can attend to go in our t-shirts, maybe.
Marque is Amazon?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
They did it downtown in the Renaissance District last year by Art of Coffee and shut down. So I think it would be really cool if we just attended in our shirts, maybe, it's a really good thing for the city. So I popped that on there, of course. June is usually when the KTV conference is held. Again, it's not yet announced. I left room to circle if we're gonna be virtual or in person and the date when that comes up. July, 4th of July. Between July, August and September, we don't really do much just because it's incredibly hot. But in August meeting, information is due for Fall Sweep, Shred Day and Arbor Day as far as advertisements go. So I put that on there. September, again, nothing. It's just a city holiday, Labor Day. We get into October. Water bill insert for Fall Sweep and Arbor Day. Would need to go out that month so that it's there on time. Then we have Bayou Festival, which is on the Chairpersons list. It is an effort on all of our parts because we all go and we all hang out and we all do our thing there. It's a participation only event for KLMB. We usually do our booth, swag, education, and games for the kids. I did, just like I did with the other library event, small budget in there for an activity in case our stuff doesn't come in. Like just as a kind of as a backup. I did the same thing. If you go down for the Fall Festival library event, they do the trunk or treat each year at the Fall Festival. I think it would be really cool if KLMB did a trunk for the trunk or treat and decorated it. We could pick a theme later, whatever, recycling or garden or whatever. But I thought that would be really cool. Candy, have a booth, educate the kids, participate. That festival is super fun. I love it personally. And then in November, moving right along, the water bill insert for Light Up Marque would need to go out. And then the tentative date, and which looking at the calendar, once you guys look at the calendar, it will probably have to stay that way to just even fit it in here. Fall Sweep and Shred Day, November 5th. Info would be due at the August meeting. The same exact everything for the Fall Sweep as far as budgets are concerned, except for the secondary shred truck that we would get. Since we get the one in the spring, we don't get one in the fall, so we would pay for the one in the fall, just like we did this past time. And I thought the cost was approximately like $900, so I just threw 1,000 on there to be safe. But we are going to want the second shred truck that was really popular. Gift cards, we will have to buy those maybe, unless we don't have anyone show up for spring cleanup. And the gift cards total out to $525, exactly like they always have. And Rashard, do you want to take that one with me too?
Yep.
Very hard pressed to give up my babies.
I just like the clean part.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? And
Just
just
question about the fall and spring sweep, because that's when we're doing the cleanups.
Yes, ma'am.
For tire pickup, we're gonna have the thing for the tires to come as well?
Always.
Okay. I know it's gonna be on the flyer, but one of our main issues is people dumping tires. And if we can really do a hard push or emphasize and make it bigger on the flyer, something that there is a tire collection days each time of the month, that will help, because a lot of times I've noticed on my cases, when I have to write them up for that, people aren't aware that they can bring tires to the city cleanups. So if we can get them to bring them and on that day with discard them, that will help us a lot with all the legal government get, because they dump tires and it's just so hard to get them to pick up tires, know where to take them, things like that. If we can emphasize that we do take tires, maybe that'll help us in our fight to get them to stop dumping
all those tires.
All these tires, they have them at the house and turn and dump them over on the vacant lot somewhere on the other side of town, and then we're stuck with, it puts that off on the property owner.
Yeah.
They have to move something they.
Yeah,
to help
Ben.
us with the dumping situation.
I've been
Rashad kind of understands where I'm coming from.
Oh.
He shares our pain on that.
I,
So he knows what I'm talking about. So I'm thinking that we can show that the city does have a way to support them in that endeavor of having somewhere to dump the tires, because they just don't know how to discard them. They no longer want them at their homes. They cause,
mosquitoes, all that, that
mosquitoes,
building.
cause a health hazard. We're providing something for y'all twice a year to gather your tires and bring them to us and we'll get rid of them.
That's why I've been pushing and have been talking to the mayor and the council members to perhaps try and get the service center set up over there to where, we can do something there. Y'all got all those dumpsters out there that's just sitting there with nothing in them in some cases, and that place is a mess over there. That would really help you guys, I'm sure, if they was set up over there to where we could, let the community know at least once a month, once every other month, to bring stuff over there and use those dumpsters compared to they just sitting over there. And I mentioned it to Rick the other night at council meeting too, that, hey, what have y'all done to clean that place up since you've been here?
On what we can do, this is what we know we can do.
Well, yeah, I know we can do this, but and like I told Mayor Bell, and I know I spoke to Ms. Yancey and Carlson at the last cleanup, because that was the day that I went over there and took photos of our house. And, here we are y'all out here writing tickets to citizens, but we got a service center over there that's in deplorable condition. So we need to take a look at our own place. And I know that's not our job, but when I leave off of this dais and become a citizen all over again, I have to speak out on that. That place is horrible over there.
And I totally understand that.
I know you didn't seen it.
But not that part, that ain't gonna do with what.
Yeah, and I know, I'm just speaking on that. And I totally agree with you, because if the way I see it, and we all see it, if there's a place for us citizens to bring this stuff, they won't illegally dump. Not everybody gonna see it that way. They're gonna still dump if that's what they're gonna do. But it will help.
Hopefully with the water bill insert for it going out, if we can make it bigger on the water bill insert where they can see it and have it, and then we can circulate it sooner. Because we have all the information. So if we just throw it to Josh and he can do it as soon as we get them, we could start circulating them so that people know way ahead of time. And we can even say, like I tell people, we take tires at the events and stuff like that, but the water bill insert goes out the month or so before, then they have it way in advance. So they are more aware. So hopefully that will help too. That's why I tried to stack them for the month beforehand, so that they had them the previous month, so that they're already aware for the next month of what's going on. Because they were getting them, I think, the month of, and that's a little short notice for some people, so hopefully that will help. But we'll redesign the flyer and make it bigger, because if that's a big problem for you guys and it's a big problem for us, and if it can help, why not?
Let me ask this, or maybe make a suggestion. Now that we're getting the truck up and going, can we use the little bus truck and trailer during that time to probably go around and, what's out there that maybe people are not bringing in, pick it up? I mean, maybe not us, but,
Well, Chief did say one of us could drive it.
well, I mean, if that's the case, I'm all for that too. I mean, we have it, and it might.
Like you and Terry went around that one year and picked stuff up.
Right. We use my own trailer, but that may be a good time to, put out there to a few volunteers, community service people, that, hey, we having this cleanup, the bus is gonna be available, and, take them around and load
Like
the
an
bus up.
extra volunteer opportunity
Exactly.
or extra community service opportunity.
It's just a suggestion.
I can talk to Chief about it.
Yeah,
For sure.
we got it. We might as well use all the resources we got, because some people, it may be some stuff out there that's discarded and, illegally dumped that don't
guys
get brought,
picked up
that,
so much
yeah,
stuff.
that don't get brought in. And the reason that me and Terry picked up so much stuff that year is because I knew where it was at.
Yeah.
I ride around enough to see it. I know Mr. Phillips, and they probably get mad at me when I'm sending in those request trackers, but I live here too. And when I ride over there off of Fifth and Maple or whatever it is behind the graveyard and it's back down on the ground again, I'm like, like not again. But I guess they know where to go. And then there's nobody there to see it. No houses, no nothing. So that's a prime spot. It's just like over there by my house, by the graveyard over there. Mr. Phillips will tell you, I called him. Hey man, one of the citizens, my neighbor called me. Hey man, I think somebody's illegally dumping. You're not gonna get away with that.
I like the eagle eye instead of shark.
See something, say something.
No. Next, do you want one of these? I have so many. I made one for everybody. Okay. Arbor Day. Arbor Day, guys. Arbor Day didn't happen last year. Arbor Day didn't happen last year. Arbor Day is a really big thing in other cities. It instills permaculture into the community. It helps with pollinators. It helps with having those trees in the ground. It helps soak up extra ground or water in the ground. The plants do. If you have a garden, it soaks up more stuff. So help with flooding. Their root systems are not big enough to destroy pipes and sidewalks like live oaks and stuff would be. Citrus trees, not live oaks. Awesome. We had issues with finding a place for them to come from and advertising. So I did throw down the budget that we had put last year because I do think is really important of up to our limit of the 2,999 for trees and delivery, if possible. That would be fantabulous. For Lamarck citizens only, I think this would need to be one we would check water bills and IDs and stuff at. We need to find 3 vendors. There's Houston Garden Center, there's Lowe's, there's Sam over at Yard Excellence. He might have a connection. There's Jimbo's Nursery, there's Ma's Nursery, there's footwork to be done. It is January. That is not until November. I feel like it can be handled. So I am totally okay with getting on board and helping push Arbor Day through. Although I do have a lot of other
I know
things,
a
but
manager at one of the Lowe stores and
Yeah.
one of the loss prevention officers over there real well. I can probably speak to them and see if it's something that we can.
Okay. I know they get a ton of trees.
Yeah.
Even if we have to, but we're gonna have to do vendor forms and all that stuff. So there's a lot that's going to go into a brand new program. So it's going to take a lot of time to get it together, just like the signs, I don't think it's gonna be as involved as signs, but it's footwork.
Give me more information on what that entails, and
Okay.
I'll run it by them because I'm always in and out of Lowe's, so I see these people not every day, but
Right,
weekly.
I know.
So I can run it by them and see if it's something that
Mhm.
Oh, we paying full prices for all of this stuff.
Oh, well, hopefully not.
Oh, that's, cause I'm good in that department. I like to come to ships and, putting the prices and stuff and.
We have checked with the organizations that do the tree donations. Most of those organizations that we have seen that do the tree donations, they are not fruit bearing trees. They are big Texas live oaks and stuff like that. And the problem with those that we found really is that they don't, most of them don't flower. So they don't really support pollinators, although they're beautiful and they provide shade. I have a live oak in my backyard that's small right now. But their root systems get extremely large and extremely destructive if you do not know where to place them correctly. You could put an orange tree anywhere and it probably wouldn't mess anything up, you know, but I don't know that unless we have an educational class on where and how to plant a tree and to essentially call before you dig, before planting one of those big trees. That's a big thing. So that was kind of the idea behind those smaller trees, but hopefully buying in bulk. Lowe's does contractor pricing. Houston Garden Center does contractor pricing too, if you buy in bulk. So we should be able to get contractor pricing, lower pricing. Also, we don't pay taxes because we are
The
the city.
city.
So it is cheaper. I'm cheaper. I know. It's hard to get used to spending money on here. It's tough.
Just so frugal.
It's tough. I don't like these numbers, but it is what it is. So I say this is a big thing and it's going to take a lot. So I would almost suggest that we sort of group effort this year
Okay.
to try to just see as a group, we can put all of our resources together and see what we can come together with, and maybe all of us working on it together simultaneously, we'll get it done and cracked out. Okay, yeah, all right, okay. So we will be a collective for Arbor Day. And then we've got Light Up Lamarck does begin November 25th, 10 days to submit, 3 days of voting. Same advertising budget, 1,500. Should be able to save combining it with the Arbor Day insert. The gift cards total 250, 175, 50, and 25 for the winners, first, second, third, and then continuing excellence, which I have to go pick up signs this weekend. I'm going to do that. And then lastly, but not leastly, December is Light Up Lamarck. Submissions, I calendared it out, would be November 25th through December 4th. And voting is 3 days. And in between the end of the submissions and when voting opens, I take extra pictures and put all those videos together to put onto our Facebook page. Does take a little bit of time, so it gave us an extra day. And so December 7th through December 9th, it still wouldn't put us as any later than we did it this year. And then announce the winners on just the following Saturday, the very next morning, December 10th, and then signs and gift cards on Sunday. And I can always go through, I did it this year, throw them out. So it's so easy to just run them by, drop them off and do whatever. And then last thing on the calendar is in December to approve the 2023 calendar of events and chairpersons, which we were going to do at the last meeting, but there were only a couple of us here, so we wanted sorry, more of us here in order to go through all of it. So anyway, the only thing we have blank at the moment is Yard of the Month, just because Miss Heron is not here. And I don't want to assume that she wants to take Yards of the Month without having actual confirmation. So do we have a motion to approve the 2022 calendar and the event chairpersons for 2022?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Do we have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
It is so. All right. 8, new business. What is that, a cicada?
What is that one?
Felt from a vehicle.
Oh, it is a vehicle bill. Discussion, possible action regarding new signs for the litter bus. I'll tell you what this is. There were signs on the old litter bus. I don't know why I'm showing it to you. Do you have this email? Do you want to look at it?
I didn't pull it up.
There were signs on the litter bus. They still said Clean City Commission.
Yeah,
That is not who we are.
right.
That is not what we are. And so Chief talked to me about it and asked me for advice on who we use to do some of our stuff. And I told him about Patriot and TNT. They have all of our branding and stuff like that. So he went over to Patriot Tees and got signs to replace. They were not brand new signs. He took in the old signs to be redone. So they were repurposed. So
Why
they
don't we
were
just
cheaper.
wrap the whole vehicle?
That would be fun. That would be so fun. Can we put our faces on it?
No.
My face on. So they were repurposed. They weren't just brand new signs. But now they do have
Beautiful.
they do have the seal. They do have Keep Them Marked Beautiful with the partnership with the that little partnership logo the police department has with the little two blue
Yeah.
people,
yeah,
I think.
yeah.
So it looks really nice and it does have our actual name on it so that it is known, and then it's redone and no one is going to call us Clean City Commission anymore.
Okay.
So the total for those 3 signs was $375 from Patriot Tees. I don't know why it didn't print all the way over. But we don't have tax, so $375 would be, okay. So we would need a motion to approve the amount and the payment for the new signs on our litter bus. Do you have a second?
I have a second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Passes. We have fun, beautiful new signs for the litter bus. Okay, does anybody have, Rashard, do you have anything to add?
No, I'm good. I just would really like to see the street signs kind of take off. We've been discussing it for a while, so
I know.
kind of really want to
Fancy
see.
about it?
Yeah,
Me too.
that's about it.
Me too, bro. Miss Ashley, you have anything to add?
Just a question, because I didn't see it in the agenda for December. Are we gonna be in the Christmas, parade?
Are we ever in the Christmas parade? I don't think so.
I think we should be there.
Yeah.
Why not? We got time to plan for it.
I'm just gonna make a note. Okay. The parade, we can throw seed bombs at people.
Yeah, we can even take the bus.
Yes. With a trailer, we have a bus and trailer.
With new signs.
The children on it, decorated,
Mhm.
loud horns.
Is that a speaker, doesn't it? We could play Christmas music from it? Oh, okay.
Wear reindeer antlers, the whole thing.
With jingle bells. Yes, okay.
Put a red nose on the front. You know they make those, right? For the vehicle. Where you put the nose on
Yes.
the-
Yeah,
And the antlers.
we
with
in the
windows and
parade.
stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
we there. And Mike can drive.
I can totally,
Sign me up.
we'll update the calendar as we go through the year, because I'm sure every year random stuff gets added to. So we'll throw that in there for sure, because, yeah, why not? That's fun.
Can I add one thing before we're all finished?
Oh, yeah. I was gonna
Actually-
ask everybody.
Okay.
Well, Lindsay's still there, so.
And I'm sorry, I just kind of jumped in. I just wanted to make sure I spoke before I
Uh-huh.
totally forgot. But Ashley had asked if, about joining via Zoom. Almost didn't even get Zoom up and going today. But when y'all can join by Zoom, however, in order to have a quorum, we need 3 people and 3 people have to be here in person. And I did explain that in the email that I sent out this afternoon, but I just wanted to kind of reiterate that just because sometimes we go, oh, okay, well, we can come out, we can do the Zoom, but we have to have, by law, we have to have an in-person quorum.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I was here
Right.
and it wasn't a situation where no one was here. So.
Right.
So
Last
that's
time
all.
where we called you at the last second.
Right, so I just wanted to make sure
Thanks so
I
much
knew it
for
was
rushing
in-person.
over that time.
Oh, my God.
I don't know if I explained to Lindsay exactly about the quorum thing, but she did ask earlier today about the Zoom. And I said, we do have Zoom, but our meeting is mostly in person. So Zoom's sort of a backup.
Right.
So she could be here tonight, but I think she did say, right, Lindsay, that you would be able to come in person sometimes.
Correct. It was my husband worked late today, so I have 2 little ones. But I
Oh,
will be there next month in person.
okay, awesome. Do you have, while you are unmuted, do you have any questions or anything you'd like to add?
No, I don't. I'm good. I wrote all my notes down. I do like that idea about the Christmas parade.
Everyone loves Christmas.
Oh, I do.
Well, thank you, Lindsay, and I hope
Yes,
you
ma'am.
enjoyed your first Keep Lamar Beautiful meeting.
I did. Thank you.
And I will, do you have her email address?
I do not.
Okay, I'm going to give Elizabeth your email address to make sure that you get on the list with the rest of us.
Okay.
Lindsay, if you want to, you can give, if they don't already have it, you can give your contact information directly to the city secretary's office. That way you know that they've got it and it's not left up to somebody else to make sure to pass it along.
Oh, okay. Can I have her email?
I'm sorry?
Can I have her email or the phone number?
Yeah,
So I
I'll
could-
send that to you tomorrow.
Okay. I'm Lindsay. I'm the one you did for Painted Meadows. You did all my community permits,
Oh,
garage permits, and I met you in person. That's me.
fantastic.
Yes. So
Okay. Guys, you got anything to add? No, you're ready to roll. Okay, all right. I'm going to adjourn the meeting of Keep Lamar Beautiful Commission at 7:37 PM.
all right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, Lindsay.
Bye.
All right.
You know what? 37 minutes over. I don't think that's too bad for doing the entire year's calendar and approving it ahead of time.